Hi everybody, it's me Jill and welcome to Jill Informed. This is my very first recap of the Real Housewives of Potomac. I am starting my season 1 series where I am going to revisit the very first season of these housewife shows just to see where the women have all started off, where they are now, how far they've come, how many faces they've had. We are going to talk about it all, and I'm just really excited. This series started because I was just thinking about, what the show used to be like and how much we liked it and how it hooked us in to watch season after season. And that, lately we haven't really liked the direction it's taking. It's gotten a little too attack mode, like, let's destroy this person as opposed to get in a fight with her. Let's ruin her life. I've talked about this before. I'm not here for that. So it just made me think about how much the show has evolved. And so, we're doing season 1s. I'm starting with Potomac, not because it has evolved so much. I don't know if it's evolved much. It's only been 5 seasons so far. But I'm starting here because my daughter is obsessed with it, and she's telling me how good it is. And I started to watch it myself, and I love it. So I don't know. I'm just starting there. So this first recap is going to be a little bit longer than the others because we're spending some time getting to know the characters and establishing the whole city and the franchise. So what we learn is that Potomac is right outside of Washington, D.C. We're told that old money is better than new and that the African American community is quite small there. For those of you that don't know, I think the entire cast is black, but you know what? I never watched. So to be honest with you, I don't know if that has changed in recent seasons or not. And that everybody wants to get into Potomac, but if you don't behave yourself, you may be asked to leave. Above all else, you need to have proper etiquette. I mean, honestly, does not sound like a place I would want to live. It sounds very, very snooty. So, I don't know. We'll have to see. Also, let me say this. I know a lot of you guys watch Potomac and have been watching since the beginning, and you probably will know a lot more than I will for sure. But maybe some of the other people here too are very new to this. But I'm just going to ask you a couple of things. One, please forgive my ignorance about these women. If I'm telling you, I think I really like this woman, and you're like, oh my God, are you kidding? She did this in season 4. I'm not going to know that yet. So just cut me a little bit of slack for the fact that I'm just learning about them as I go along. I really don't even follow social media stuff that much. So yeah, I'm just going to say, cut me some slack on that. And the other thing is I'm not going to ask you not to give spoilers or something. If I talk about, this marriage seems like it might be in trouble, and you know that they're already divorced or something, I'm not going to tell you not to say that because whatever, it's out there and I'm the one that's way behind. So that's fine. I'm just going to say, again, just be gentle with us because not only am I experiencing it for the first time, but I know some of you guys are too. You guys are taking this journey with me, and it's a show that you've never watched either. So I love that. I think that's kind of cool. I should also say that's not going to be the case with the other ones. I think I'm going to do OC next because that one is the oldest, and that's 14 seasons old. So I know what happens with these women and that, but I will just say this one's a little bit different because I've never seen a single episode of Potomac. All right, I'm talking too much. Let me just get back into it. Okay, this is the recap of The Real Housewives of Potomac, season 1, episode 1, Mind Your Manners. We are first introduced to Giselle. The word on the street is that I'm the word on the street. That cracks me up. Okay, we see her in the kitchen baking with her 3 adorable daughters. We learn that she is divorced. Her ex-husband is a civil rights leader, and he's a pastor, and he cheated on her. Yes, he's a cheater, pumpkin eater, she says. She grew up in Potomac. She is the daughter of a famous politician. He knew Martin Luther King. I think she said he was the first Black person in the Texas House of Legislature. Like I said, she grew up in Potomac. She moved away when she married her husband, and now she's moving back again. And this time she is playing by her own rules. And she is not going to please the etiquette-obsessed women of Potomac. Again, there's a lot of this, you don't just pick up and move to Potomac. You have to have a legacy or a whole lot of money, or preferably both, I guess, like with Giselle. Next, we meet Katie. I'm a ball and gala girl. It's my legacy and my calling. See what I mean? They are obsessed with their heritage and their legacy and old money and, yeah. Obsessed. She only dates white guys. She currently has a Jewish boyfriend, Andrew. She also has 3 children under the age of 3. She left her husband when she was 4 months pregnant with her 3rd, and she met Andrew a year later. And Katie comes from a family of philanthropists, so she does a lot of charity work. Next is Robin. I don't have a cookie cutter life, and I'm not apologizing for it. Robin comes from a family of doctors and professionals, and she also doesn't like that she has to live up to Potomac standards. Jesus. This place sounds horrendous. She has been divorced for 3 years from her husband, who is a professional basketball player. His name is Juan Dixon. He is also a cheater, and he is also living with her under the same roof, and they sleep in the same bed. Robin and Giselle are friends. Next is Karen. In Potomac, it's not about who you know. It's about who you are. And I'm everything. Karen seems to be the grande dame of Potomac. She seems to be the keeper of the etiquette, whereas the other ladies, well, maybe not Katie, but Robin and Giselle seem to be trying to buck the trend. I don't care about etiquette, even though they really seem to care about it, but like they don't want to care about it. Whereas Karen seems to be the one who is trying to uphold etiquette. She is very pretentious. She's married to Raymond, who she calls the Black Bill Gates. Her daughter Raven is graduating from high school and going to an Ivy League school. And her son Brandon is older than Raven. And I'm not sure what Brandon does, but the fact that she didn't mention what he does, she said he's out of the house, but I don't know. I imagine that if it was something prestigious, Karen would have told us. I could be wrong. He could have a wonderful job. I just don't know. So this is interesting. Karen is a farm girl who married well. She's been married 19 years to Ray, and she likes to try and keep it exciting because she knows that other women are after her husband, and why wouldn't they be? He's the Black Bill Gates. She does seem overly concerned that other women might snatch him up, and no offense to Raymond, I just, on first impression, I'm not getting like chick magnet vibes. The next scene is Karen going over to Giselle's and complaining about all the steps up to her front door. And so there is a very passive-aggressive back and forth between the two of them. Giselle seems to know that Karen is Miss Hoity-Toity, and Karen doesn't have a super high opinion of Giselle, I don't think. I could be wrong. I'm sure you guys will tell me. But this is my first impression. They talk about the kids. Like I said, her daughter is going to an undisclosed school. It's Ivy League for sure, but Raven doesn't want to talk about what school, so I don't know. I don't know what to make of that. And finally, we meet the last housewife, Charisse. If I don't know who you are, then you're not worth knowing. Ooh. That sounds so nasty, that tagline, but she right now seems to be the most down-to-earth one to me. I don't know. I could be wrong. She is married to, what was his name? Eddie? I don't remember, but he is an NBA coach. He coaches the Washington Wizards. Or wait a minute, maybe he used to, because now I think she said he's the head coach at Rutgers College. And that is why he lives in New Jersey, because of his job. So they have like this long distance marriage. Charisse is also very philanthropic. She is hosting a little birthday dinner for Karen. And all the ladies are sitting in a booth, but Charisse is a little bent out of shape because Giselle got there first and she's sitting right in the middle in like the spot of honor. So yeah, that doesn't sit well with Charisse. She said that, Giselle is acting like she's holding court. To be fair, Charisse came late, or later anyway. And then, to make things even worse, Giselle and Robin want to order food now because they're starving and not wait for the guest of honor to get there. And when she does, she also doesn't appreciate that Giselle is in the center. Yeah. Plus, Giselle's like, she knew what she was doing too, because she goes, Karen, happy birthday. We have a spot for you right here. So Charisse had to get up and let Karen slide in, but Giselle wasn't going to do it. She's bad. I love her right now, you guys. But I can tell she's going to be the worst. Or Karen. She's so snooty. Also, Giselle, she is grilling Charisse on her long-distance marriage. Really? How do you make it work? And Charisse is like, you know what? It seems to bother everybody else more than it bothers me. I think it's great. I don't see him every day, but when we do see each other, it's, fresh and exciting and all that. Giselle's like, yeah, she's not buying it. Karen and Charisse are friends, if you hadn't noticed, because Charisse is having a party for Karen. But she is, I should say, defending Charisse's marriage. But I have a feeling that Karen, if she wasn't Charisse's friend, would be the first person criticizing that long-distance relationship. Okay, so Charisse announces to everyone that she's having a crab boil, and they're all invited. This is so weird, though, you guys. Giselle shows up early to cook for her. Oh, I should have told you before that when Karen came over to Giselle's house, she had an array of homemade cookies for her. They looked delicious. But apparently she's a very good cook. I guess that should have been apparent because the first scene with her was in the kitchen with her 3 girls cooking something, baking a cake or something like that. Anyway, we didn't see this scene before, but we're seeing it now. Giselle really offered to cook. It wasn't like Charisse asked her out of the blue, can you come and cook this crab for me? But she offered, and I guess, Charisse is not a cook. No shame there. It was strange to me because those two don't seem like the most friendly. Anyway, Giselle shows up early with a friend of hers who is also her hairstylist, I guess. Charisse had no idea that Giselle was bringing a friend, so already she was put out over that. Again, proper etiquette is coming into question. We see a little scene of Katie getting her kids ready for the crab boil, and she says she loves the way Andrew is with her children. Again, they're very little. And then Katie says something very interesting. At least I think it's interesting. She said, he's so good with the kids. I love that about Andrew. But what I really love about Andrew is that he's so good with money. Huh? You're valuing that over the way he treats your children? Okay. All right. Back at Charisse's house, she goes upstairs to get ready for the party, and she leaves Giselle and her friend in the kitchen. Giselle doesn't like that, and so she starts going through all her cabinets and drawers, and they're slamming doors, and it's pretty rude. Charisse can hear this while she's getting her hair and nails done. She's got her glam squad upstairs getting her ready for the party, and she can hear all of this banging around in the kitchen. So now they need a lid for the pot that all the crab is in, and they go looking for her, and they go upstairs to her bedroom, outside her bedroom door. Giselle and this friend, this guy that Charisse has never met before. Yeah, I am not a stuffy etiquette girl, but I'm with Charisse on this one. Don't bring your friend up to my bedroom. Are you crazy? That's not okay. But like I said, I can tell you Giselle is going to be a pistol. Charisse is getting so mad at them. They're calling, Charisse, they're calling her name as they're walking up the stairs. They're outside her door. She's getting herself so worked up that at this point she's like, I'm getting ready. And Giselle goes, oh, do you need help? Like she was going to offer the services of her friend who does hair. And Charisse says, I don't need anything from you, which was rude. And Giselle goes, does she have an attitude with me? I came to her house to cook her crabs, and she's getting an attitude with me? Charisse gives her 5 seconds to leave her house. I mean, this whole thing is so weird because I know Charisse can afford to hire someone to boil the crab. So either this is like a Bravo contrived scene, or I don't know, Giselle really did offer and she felt like it would be rude to turn her down. I don't know. I'm not sure. It just seemed odd. Now the guests are arriving, and Giselle is in the downstairs powder room with her friend doing her hair. And the door's open and like people are walking past and they can see her getting her hair done. And because Charisse is nowhere in sight, they're kind of like, are we early? Did we get here at the right time? Are we too early? What's going on? So Giselle takes it upon herself to now greet the guests, which is like giving her another reason to be mad at Charisse. Okay. This is so funny. Karen arrives. And the guys who are valet parking the cars, I guess they're having people like pull up at the end of the driveway and walk from there. And so Karen's like, and this way? I have to walk all this way? And they're like, yeah. Oh, she's like muttering to herself, oh, well, Charisse is going to hear about this. This is unacceptable. She does not like walking. Remember, she didn't even want to walk up the steps to Giselle's front door. So she definitely doesn't like this long trek up the driveway. Well, so now everybody is out in the backyard milling around. Charisse, you should be down there. She's still getting ready. I don't like that so much when the host takes forever to get there, but I feel like that's not proper etiquette. But Giselle, like I said, now she's sitting down with Karen and this other woman who's not a housewife, just like a friend of Charisse. A side note, I don't love the heavy bangs on Giselle right now. I mean, listen, she is a strikingly beautiful woman, even with the bangs, but I'm just not loving them. So she proceeds to tell Karen and this other lady how she was helping boil the crabs and she got kicked out and how rude she was to her. But these ladies aren't having it. Oh no, you're talking to the wrong two girls, Giselle. Giselle's like, I offered her my hairstylist to get her hair done, but she said, I don't need anything from you. And Karen said, oh, you don't offer Charisse Jackson your hairstylist. That's insulting. Giselle's like, well, her hair wasn't done. It looked terrible. God. The other woman, she just leaves to go find Charisse and report back everything, I'm sure. Now it's just Karen and Giselle, and Karen takes this moment to address Giselle's faux pas of sitting center stage at Karen's birthday party, even though Giselle was not the honoree. Then Karen slowly pulls a gift bag out of her bag, and she said, I got this for you. Oh no. It's a mirrored frame with the 5 rules of etiquette for attending a birthday party. Yeah. Giselle in her confessional is like, I would have moved if she would have asked. But not saying anything and then making this big fuss later, that's acting like a child. Not really. A child would have made a big fuss right there. What Karen's doing is being passive-aggressive. Giselle does not appreciate Karen schooling her on etiquette. Giselle said, I didn't come from the Cabbage Patch. I have a legacy and a pedigree. You grew up on a farm. I mean, she's not wrong. They now kind of have a loud argument with all the other guests, looking on. Karen gets up to leave and she turns back and says to Giselle, if you ever come to a Huger function again, please be mindful of the 5 rules. And she turns and walks away. You guys, that is the end. Season 1, episode 1, and we have a to be continued. It's so good. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. I don't know how many people are going to be into this season 1 thing that I'm doing, but I am like super excited about it. I hope you guys are too, or I hope eventually you guys kind of get into it. This look back. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Thanks for being here. If you liked this and you would like to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel, Jill Informed. If you liked this particular video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of this episode. Let me know what you think about this idea of doing a season 1. Just give me a heads up about all of it. All right. Thank you so much. And I will see you for the next recap of The Real Housewives of Potomac. Bye.